And good day, and welcome to another Coffee with EMCSA session. I'm welcomed by myself, Rob Walker from EMCSA, and today we're joined by Justin Coetzee. Justin, welcome, sir, and welcome to this Coffee with EMCSA session.
Thanks. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Fantastic. So, Justin, a little bit of a quick intro on yourself. You are the CEO of two companies, Gometro, and I think it's FixEV, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Give us, your backgrounds. Obviously, you've got quite a lot of experience. You've done quite a few things around the world, and you've done a bit. Give us a quick summary about who is Justin Coetzee.
Thanks. Yeah. So I'm CEO of a company called Gometro. I've been a company I started 10 years ago, and has done a few things in the mobility space. We specialize in data analytics and digitalization of transport, and we've been focused for the last few years on the freight and logistics sector. So we're building a platform that will help the freight and logistics sector, 26-ton, 44-ton trucks and buses to electrify and to go electric. So that's really at the heart of what Gometro is focused on doing. And we're able to do this in multiple countries across the globe, in South Africa, also in the UK, and branching out into the US at the moment. Our spin-out that we have been working on for the last year or so is called FixEV, and that is a startup that's focused on bringing the first electric minibus into South Africa and building the infrastructure behind a successful deployment of the electric minibus. Because it's not just the vehicle itself, but it's also where you're going to charge it, where you're going to plug it in, and how it'll operate. So we've set up FlexEV to solve the total value chain of vehicle, asset finance, and infrastructure support behind the electrification of the minibus taxi sector.
Okay, so let's chat about that, because I think there's a lot of focus currently around minibus taxis and fleets as, dare I say, an easy win for electrification, which is an interesting conversation shift. I think when we first started EMCSA now 3 years ago, everyone was focused on, everyone must buy an electric car. And I think there has been a bit of a paradigm shift to realize, yes, private electric cars are important, but they'll take a lot longer of a change curve to really make an impact. I've always said, I think that the mini taxi market in South Africa is one ripe for the picking. Obviously, something that you're very much focusing on, and I would assume you would agree with that because of the dynamics of that sector, and that there's defined routes, there's the maximum distances the guys drive every day aren't extortionate. Is that kind of, am I understanding the sector correctly?
Yeah, so the South African minibus taxi sector is a real hero to the economy. More than 80% of public transport trips are done by the taxi market, the taxi sector, without subsidy. And it is a self-governed, self-organizing organization of 250,000 vehicles nationally. We identified the taxi sector as an important one to electrify for three reasons. Firstly, we can help operators and owners and drivers out of COVID by reducing their operating costs. Secondly, these vehicles work a lot. So whereas the electric vehicle you buy, you may do 2,000 kilometers a month, that vehicle will do 2,000. Taxi will do 2,000 kilometers a week. So it's a high impact sector, and then it's a very important social sector. So we're not trying to electrify a sports car here. We're trying to help the people mover, the true people mover of the country, go through a just energy transition of its own. And so we think it is a social imperative that we focus on the sector.
Okay, and is it? I think people will say, okay, well, what does that mean for the sector? What is that around? Talk to us a little bit. Is the vision having, taxi ranks would become electrified with solar panels, batteries? Is that what makes it ripe for the picking, so to speak?
Yeah, so we've looked at taxi operations, and through the data that we have at our disposal, we can understand the movement patterns of a typical taxi every day. So if you start at the vehicle level, that vehicle will do between 120 and 250 kilometers a day. So you have to provide that much range. We've also found that the vehicles will congregate at certain hotspots. During the day, they park at a taxi rank, or they park in a parking area. I'm sure everyone has seen in the middle of the day taxis stockpiled, waiting for 4 p.m. where they ferry everyone home. So we've identified where those holding areas or stockpiles are. And so it's not necessarily at the rank that you need to electrify, but it's where the vehicle can be found during the day or in its off-duty period. And so we plan to roll out a semi-public fast charging network that has the minibus taxi sector at its heart, but it's also available to other commercial and industrial users that will offer 50 kilowatt to 120 kilowatt fast charging through both on-grid and off-grid solutions.
Okay, fantastic. So, Justin, I think this, we've spoken to a few people now who are focusing on fleet electrification. So in summary, you see the taxi market as being a low-hanging fruit that can allow us to electrify a large portion of mobility users in South Africa. Would I be summarizing that correctly?
Yeah. We think we can move pretty quickly because it's one vehicle, one owner. It's a quick decision to make. There's already collectivization around operations that can share infrastructure, and the savings are material. A taxi owner who's maybe filling up with 10,000 rands worth of diesel today is going to be spending 5,000 on electricity, if he transitions. So the impact on the pocket is real. The movement can be pretty quick, and it's a coordinated implementation. So we think that it stands a good chance of being a front runner in electrification because the impacts are very real.
Fantastic. Now, Justin, obviously you're speaking at EMCSA this year, which is great. We can't wait to hear you talk. What can our kind of attendees look forward to hearing from you? I mean, obviously you're talking about South Africa's first electric minibus taxis. What information or what can they look forward to in your session? Should I say?
Yeah, so I'll be deep diving into the vehicle specification and showcasing the vehicle that we will be introducing into the market later this year, with a lot of details on the vehicle itself. A lot of people have been asking me to unveil some details, so we'll be providing some specs, as well as unveiling the first public charging site, the model plan or the template plan that we'll be rolling out to 200 plus sites over the next few years if we're successful. So we'll be deep diving into what makes a rank adjacent charging facility work.
Okay, perfect. And I mean, you're going to be obviously showing the actual vehicle. So, I'm assuming that we're going to be seeing something that maybe people haven't seen yet. So it's just a bit of a, I don't want to say breaking news, but is this something that you haven't really shared widely yet?
Yeah. So we announced last year, the intention to bring the vehicle to South Africa for testing. That model and that vehicle is currently being completed in China. I think when EMCSA happens, it might be on a ship if we're lucky. But we'll be able to deep dive into the specifications in preparation for the vehicle's arrival a few weeks after EMCSA.
Fantastic. Well, Justin, we look forward to having you there. I mean, it's obviously a sector I know there's a lot of focus on. There's a lot of energy around it, and I think, as you say, it's not just a sector that's dare I say, commercially important in this country. It's also socially, economically important. Most of the huge majority of South Africa's workforce travel by minibus taxis. So if you have a solution that can help that sector, I think it's going to be exciting to see. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's been great having you on board.
Thank you. Yeah, and I just want to thank our partners in this project. We have Gometro as a founding partner. We've got the University of Stellenbosch and its Climate Resilience Center. We have Mixed Telematics, AC/DC Dynamics, and HSW Engineering, who have all come together to make this a reality. So we just want to thank our consortium partners.
Fantastic, Justin. Thank you so much. And we look forward to chatting to you soon. That was Justin Coetzee from Gometro joining us today with our Coffee with EMCSA session. From myself, Rob, and the whole EMCSA team, thank you for joining us with another Coffee with EMCSA session. And we'll chat to you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.